Hi everyone, Magnus here, back with some more explained rapid chess in the 10-minute live pool, trying to get back to 2400, currently playing international flag 2311, seems like a legitimate account. So going to be getting my bishop out, going for the bishop's opening again, pawn d3 onto the knight, preventing the knight from capturing the pawn. I'm going knight to c3 and f4, trying to attack in the center. If I can get these two center pawns, trade off one of my flank pawns for a center pawn, that would be a good trade. So something like that would be good. Probably, but what will happen is something like knight c3, knight c6, sorry. I go knight f3, bishop comes out. I will be playing h3 shortly. On knight to c6, I have knight a4, targeting the bishop, kicking the bishop off the line. And if the knight were to go to the center, I can take the bishop in between move. And after that, if they were to recapture here with the pawn, I would take with check, the king would take, and I would be able to take the pawn and fork the bishop. So this is, I wouldn't say it's a known trap, but it definitely is a trap that exists. Pawn to c3, preventing the knight from hopping in, and I will go b4, kicking the bishop back over here. And I guess I can go for h3 and take in the middle. That makes the most sense to me. Trying to add some extra protection to the d5 square, prevent this pawn break over here. And when I want to castle, I will simply snap the bishop and do so. Right, so they can't really retreat because then I'll get a g4, f5, and their bishop will get trapped. If their bishop retreats here, I will take, and then maybe I will consider taking and castles. The position is decent for white. Definitely not too bad at all. Okay, they have gone back. I'm going to take here. And I'm also going to take, and then I might even take this one too. But then at the same time, if they take me, that would develop my bishop, but then they get pawn e5. And I don't really know whether or not this pawn's better off being here or here. The question is, would they really be able to stack up significant pressure on the d3 pawn? I think castling's probably the move. Castles takes. E5, bishop g5, castles. I have knight to h4 to f5. So if they do get this pawn off the e6 square, they'll lose control of these critical squares. So I think this should be fine. I also want to play moves like a3, a4, trying to get this going. Okay, expect e5 would make a lot of sense. If they just castle, I'll play e5 myself, and I should be much better. Okay, I'm going to play e5. If they put their knight in the middle, I have bishop d2. Like this. And trying to kick them out. Queen b3, queen e2. Taking here is not so good because they will have these double pawns. So I will be capturing and have these weak pawns to fight back against. Just like this. Okay, the queen captures, so I'm going to be trying to get up and to e2 and put some pressure on their peons. Okay, let's attack this. Unfortunately, this a pawn is a bit of a liability, which is not exactly what I want. I can go for c4, bishop c3. That would at least guard this pawn over here. So let's see. Probably queen f6. Queen f6, I have queen f1. That wouldn't be a very good move then. So not queen f6, queen d6 instead. Fair enough. Okay. Go for a3, c4. King h1 too, maybe. Queen could go to c4. I'm gonna play a3. This a pawn is annoying as a weakness, but oh no. Okay. Their pawns have now improved. I don't know if white has much of a pull now anymore, which is unfortunate. But I'm going to try and fight these pawns. The queen comes to c4. Slightly better structure. If I can get into a rook endgame, I'll have good chances. Unfortunately, we are far from a rook endgame. The rook will probably come to f6 if I had to guess. And on rook f6, maybe I'll play d5. Or I can consider taking this pawn. Queen takes d3, queen c8. May as well try and infiltrate. Try and put the screws down on black. Okay, this pawn's guarded, but the queen would come in. Ooh, no. Oh, f3. Okay, let's try and hold on here. Queen g3 is ineffective because I can simply take. If they take here, I will take the rook. And if they were to take back, I can take this with check and then cover up with like something like queen f3. My position's still holding. Still holding. Rook f1 definitely was an important move. I don't really know what's going on. I've made some bad trades. I think e5 was probably not best. Should have just left the position. Okay, they take. Sure, sure. I have to take. What would this king and pawn endgame even be? I'd win. I'd win because of this pawn. If they were to go b5, I think I'd have c4. My king can get into the square, and I'd run my a pawn. Maybe. Maybe I'm confused. Don't really know. I don't really know. Okay. Okay, you gotta go b5. What? a4? My outside pawn just wins, right? I just get my king here. Distract you. Okay. Yeah. You can't ever go to c4. c4 is a mine square because I'll just push. So I think I can just do this. b5, c6, c5. I just never touch any of the squares. I could play h4. I think king f4. And then I'll try and start pushing my h pawn up to h5. Stop these advancements. If they ever push here, I have this. I think this is just a win. My outside pawn should seal the deal. Because black's king's needed for the defense of these guys. but my pawn is like a constant threat that every time the king were to go too far forward, the king has to remain inside this box here, known as the square. So you can see they did get into the square, but now I've actually done an endgame video on this, the rule of the square, and how you can use it. But basically the idea is that their king is now like forever stuck in this box and it can't leave. So you can actually create some kind of zugzwang idea where they're just going to have to move at some point. And if they leave the square, they just lose. So okay, let's say I go here, here. I can push. So I'm gonna go here. Try and keep my king in a more central spot. If I had the e4 square, I'd be feeling even better right now. But they're gonna have to give it up anyway, because on something like here, I'll just go h5. Try and keep as many pawns on as possible, because this pawn is a potential winner if my king can get in here. Do h6. I should just completely leave everything that's going on. I don't want to touch the position. I'm pretty sure, unless there's a forced win. Push. Take. King goes up here, 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 here. Push out of the way. Push, 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 push. Queen, queen. That's no good. So let's stay patient with the move King d3. Just stalling it out. They give me a check. That's basically the death signal for black, because now this pawn is forever a passer, and the game is over. I'm pretty sure what was interesting was back here. I'll have to check in the analysis whether b5 was good for black, or whether or not I could get away with c4 or something like that. I can do whatever I want. Like my king's just free to roam. So yeah, I'm just gonna move my king back. Wait, actually, if I start moving my king, then they'll move their king back. And then if I move back, so they've got enough squares. Oh wait, it's actually a bit more difficult than I thought. I think I'm gonna have to bring my king over here, play h5, and eventually they'll have to push, then I'll get in. That looks like the win. Because once again, as I said, their king is stuck in this box. Can't do anything about that. So I'm simply going to bring my king up, play h5. If they take, I will take both the pawns, and I will win. And they can never push this guy and get close, because I will simply take it, and then the a pawn runs, and you're too far. And the king is boxed out of the position. Once again, you've got to stay in the box. So h5 should get the job done. Just going to take all these pawns, run it back over, shoulder the king away, grab this pawn, and promote. Freddy. Freddy for the win. Okay. Probably approaching resign time for the opponent. There's not much more to do. Okay, just gonna bring. Oh wait, no, my king has to actually maintain. Oh my god, wait, there's still more stuff. If I go here, here, here. I spoke too soon. It is far from resign time. here. Oh no, it's still lost. It's still lost because we're gonna now get this. I'm gonna have to sack the pawn, get the deflection. I'm gonna win this guy. Then I'm gonna end up winning this guy, and I'm gonna win. Nice. So instead of this pawn just like winning the game by itself, I'm gonna have to sacrifice it as a deflection and use it to win these two pawns here and here, and that will be sufficient material to get the job done. I think this is a safe pre-move, but I'm not going to pre-move. So just following the king, and I will be taking your pawn. Okay. Just get the opposition win. Even if all these pawns weren't there, it would still be a win for white. So you don't have to worry about that. He might try and run over and start taking them. But my pawn's way too fast. Okay, but he just decides to succumb. It's understandable. Push. Goes back, I'll push again. Reclaim the opposition. Just going to make sure that we got the anti-dirt pre-move. It is a good last-ditch attempt. He should try g4. No. Fair. Just going to keep pushing. Push the pawn up the board. Make the queen. Okay, I also did, funnily enough, I actually did a lesson on knight pawns and how the knight pawns are a win for the queen, even if the king's really far away. So I might try and demonstrate that one. Even if the knight pawn's all the way down there. Alright, we don't have to. Let's get the game review. Okay, a little bit sketchy from places, but let's take a look. Oh yeah, I forgot, you guys can't actually see the review. I had 83.2 accuracy and the other guy had 77. So yeah, started with e4, e5, e4. This is a pretty standard line, knight a4. I was pretty sure, yeah, bishop b4 is a mistake. h3 is fine. Knight b6, taking on e6 is correct. Oh, I forgot this. Yeah. Pawn b5, and you kick the knight away, and then you just win the pawn. That was not smart. Yeah, I should have seen that. But after this exchange, e5 is just bad. I thought this might have been okay because of the doubled pawns. I thought it was going to be a lot easier to win them, but this a2 pawn being loose made my life a big headache. Yeah, queen d6, good move as well. But queen e4, and this position I actually think is very playable, and yeah, we actually are alright, and rook f1 just barely holds on, the only move. And after queen here, apparently I had queen c8. Okay, and after king f7, oh, queen c7, king g6, and queen g3, and then I get back. Okay, yeah, I missed that. I was honestly just looking at this endgame, thinking like, is it good for black or white? And I was thinking something like here and c4. Oh, but they don't have to take. If they do take, they're actually losing. But if they play like this, and I can't play a4, which is the classic pawn break. But what about king e3? Something like king e7? King comes in. I don't know. This is unclear. But apparently e5 is good. And I want something like this to work. But it just doesn't, because they get to my pawns first. But how do they do that whilst defending? I don't... Oh, I guess they have got a 3-on-2, so they do win. Okay, but they played king f7, and I think this endgame might just be lost at a high depth, because I don't really see anything they particularly did wrong. They kind of just ran out of moves. I don't know why it's calling all of my moves a mistake, even though it says that plus 2.5 and then it says king g4 is the best move in the analysis, but I don't know. Yeah, wait, a5 is the only move. If I go back, e4. That's scary. Okay, but wins the pawns, and it's an easy conversion. I will briefly show you how you can win this endgame. If you were to get, I mean, this just makes it easy. But what I'm talking about is, let's say you get something like this. And then this is your position. This is still very winning for white. You just need to have the queen in front of the pawn, just like this. And every time the king tries to run away, it can't. And then every move that the king goes back, you can move your queen. Every time the king goes back to the G file, you can just move your king closer. So that is how you would win this one. And you could have something like this and checkmate. So I think that will end it for the analysis portion. If you guys did enjoy this video, please consider liking and subscribing. And other than that, I will be seeing you guys in the next video. Bye.